ladies and gentlemen, there is room for questions. So if you have a question, I'd like to ask you to stand up, state your name, ask the question, and I will repeat it if it's not loud enough. So, the first brave person should be a student, actually. Female student, or a previous female student. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Thapar. Thank you very, very much for your enlightening story. But you didn't inform us about the current state of the area where you are going to build your institute.
Yeah. The air quality has probably improved a bit, but the process is very slow. But two things has happened. With our students, now they're all very much energized and passionate about both social entrepreneurship and sustainability. That's one thing. And now we started seeing, when we go and talk to these small companies, more and more of them are listening to us. Those are the two things happen. And we need to be humble. And I know I can never declare victory. Not in the next 20 years. Then I'll be gone. I'll be somewhere else or not even on earth. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, my name is Lars. We have learned that our students do not seem to like the connotation of technology so much when it comes to business administration. How did you make that interesting to the students that you were teaching?
I think it's a great question. You see, we make sure that we get into a bit of science through real, practical, funny problems. So we talked about 3 sustainability in practice courses, and we have 3 themes. And all these, they do 2 things. One, they do that sustainable development, one of those 17 they do, irrespective of what is the theme. And around the theme, they need to go for estimations. One of the funny estimations we do, if all the people, they use the bathroom before boarding a flight, how much you reduce the carbon footprint every year. Or if we delete all the emails, unwanted emails from our free email servers, how much of carbon? They need to make all sorts of assumptions, and or when you wash your hands, you use the electric dryer versus paper. They need to make all sorts of assumptions about how paper is made and where this is originating, and whether for manufacturing papers, if they use renewable energy versus if they don't use. So they make all sorts of estimates, and students enjoy that. Very little atoms and molecules, but actual real life estimations, but with some science coming. That's what we do.
Okay.
My question is, how can you spread thought and sustainability, the whole society? I mean, basically, you teach to students there, and I guess in India it's a bit harder to get in there if you maybe don't have the money. So how can you ensure that you implement the thought in the whole society?
I think this is one of the most difficult questions. I was thinking this morning. I got up very early and boarded a flight at Lisbon at 5 a.m. And I was thinking, I'm talking about sustainability, and I'm flying all around. And last 15 years, I think I've flown almost 4 million miles. And what sustainability am I talking about? I was asking myself. So the 2 questions. One, people being really convinced about the value of it. Okay, I'll come back to that. And second question is, what do you do? So my answer to myself, it's also a little bit of cheating in the sense that, okay, let's decide what is really important for me to fly around and meet people and learn from people. If that is important, then I must, if I'm convinced, I must stand up and do many other things differently so that I can compensate. Or I was thinking, every time I fly, we have a lot of land there on our campus. Every time I fly, before I start flying, I will plant maybe 2 or 3 trees. Or something, I was thinking. So that is the second part. So how do you adjust? But that convincing part, it's going to be a long journey. And many times, I don't know, I mean, I'm not trying to talk politics here, but think about Brexit, okay? And Richard Dawkins was talking about, after the Brexit vote, the next day, the most searched question on Google was, what is EU in Britain? After the Brexit vote, what is EU? But you know, our politicians these days, you know, if I'm a politician, I will come and tell you, it doesn't matter, you are the experts. Just like in the US, people talk about, you are the expert, you should make the decision about your health care. Not the insurance companies, not the government, and all kinds of things. Think about it. I don't want the top class cricketer to do my heart surgery. I don't want my cardiologist to fly my airplane. In one side we talk about, you are the expert. Other side, when it comes to our individual things, we want the elitist of the elitist doctors to perform surgery and the best pilot to fly our planes. So at the university, we are trying to kind of reframe it and try to kind of open the minds. And society, you know, many politicians and others, they would tell you, you know, don't worry, you are the expert, you know it all, and you decide. So that tension, I think that's going to be there for quite some time. And every one of us have a role. You know, my role is to speak and write and speak and write and teach, of course.
It starts with education.
Yes.
Actually, I have a question. Hi, Wouter, student. I actually have a question about education. You talk about reframing. Your framing is really important. You yourself took some while to reframe your own question. How do you teach framing, or how can we as students learn how to reframe questions when we're working on them?
You know, that's a great question. So one of the things we do, even typical classroom discussions with examples and instances, we use this idea of reframing. So it is not that one day I go and teach reframing. We practice reframing. Reframing has become a part of our pedagogy. So anything, you know, just for argument's sake, you can reframe. So they get used to the idea of reframing. And yeah. And now that phrase is kind of commonly used on campus, reframing.
We start on day one.
Yes, we do.
One more question? No? Okay. Actually, I'd like to add a little bit to this story. Those of you who thought that this was really inspiring, last year we had Divya Bhutiani defending her PhD thesis, and one of the chapters was actually a very elaborate interview with Professor Nair about this case. We put the link to this thesis on the internet. 5 of the books are outside, so only 5. Some people told me that the link didn't work for them. Send us a message and we'll send you the PDF. Because actually there's a lot more to it than you can share with us in only half an hour. But it's really an inspiring story. So that's what I wanted to also tell you. And thank you, Kumar, for coming all the way over here to share this with us. Actually, I've heard this story before, and then I thought there are so many similarities with this campus, apart from the fact that this campus is not so polluted outside, but otherwise a lot of similarities, a lot of things to learn from each other, and I hope that we can continue that collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you.